Hey everyone, it is Neha with College Shortcuts. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing here today. I wanted to go ahead and kind of call some people out. And the reason I'm doing this, just so you know, is because I think it's really important for everyone to learn what procrastination really is and how it's killing our kids' dreams. Now, I just want to give you a little word on the street in terms of like what's been going on with us here at College Shortcuts. For everyone's tuning in, we provide tutoring services, test prep, and of course, college consulting to students. Now, today's video is what I call one of my casual Facebook Lives. So if you are here and if you are on, please say hi below because I'm doing this from cell data. I don't know if you guys can hear me or see me. So say hi, let me know your state or where you live just so I get a sense of where you're from. And if you could tell me what grade your kid is in, I would love to know. Now, word on the street is, just over the last week, we've received over like 100 calls, and today's Thursday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we received over 100 calls from parents from all over the place. And I want to share the story with you because I was floored. I was floored when I got this call. So there was this mom that I spoke with in July, and I told her all about her college mastery program, what we could do, what was awesome. She had a kid that was a senior, and what's fascinating about it is I feel like as a college consultant, I feel the urgency, but some of the senior parents in the room are not feeling the urgency. And let me explain why this breakdown is happening. This is what I think is happening in a senior parent's mind, and you guys can comment below and correct me. It's totally fine, but I'm curious if this is what it is. Junior year was intense. Summer, they were busy with internships and test prep and other stuff. School year started a little later, or, around September. We started asking for letters of recommendation, so we think we're ahead of the game. Our college counselor set up our meeting about late September to start discussing the college process. And then maybe I'll call Neha and check in and see if maybe we need some help. So I'm wondering if this is what senior parents are thinking is a strategy, because I don't think most parents are realizing that it takes on average to write an essay, let's start from the beginning, to look at the prompts, to pick a prompt, to brainstorm a prompt, to draft an essay, to edit an essay, to revise the essay, to edit to final draft. That's roughly 5 to 6 steps per essay. On average, students write, let's say, 8 to 10 essays. Multiply that by about an 8-hour process. So we're talking about a minimum of 64 hours of work just on the essay portion. That's assuming if everyone's really great at being a creative writer and immediately coming up with something. So it just surprises me right now that senior parents are feeling so casual about this process or cavalier about it. So like I was saying, I was talking to this mom out of India who I told in July, like, you are late in the game. And she said, oh, we have time. We're still thinking about it. And then I get an email from her this week. And it's like, hey, Neha, I just wanted to circle back on this program. And I'm like, wait a second. Because we get hundreds of emails. And a lot of the moms have same names and all this stuff. So I was like, wait, I think I know this mom. Like, I could have sworn we talked on the phone. And so I go through my emails. I'm like, July 7th. July 7th. It's like September it's like September 13th or 14th, right? Like, it's been a long time, like, since our last conversation. And she said, well, we found a service that was closer, that was local to us, but it was less expensive. And I said, okay, awesome. Did you get the solution you needed? Did they get it done in 3 to 4 weeks? Are you done? I mean, we talked in July, so I'm assuming you signed up with them in July. She goes, we did. But, now it's September and, it's been taking too long and we barely got anything done. And I was like, okay, well, these are some of the things we can absolutely do, but we're really late in the game. Like, we only have a few spots left. I don't have, people think like, oh, we're just like a tutor factory or a consultant factory. Like, no, guys, I'm the founder of this company. I am all about quality with every single little thing, from, you know, the banana I buy at the grocery store to how my team edits. I mean, sometimes I drive my team a little nutty when it comes to like editing, because I'm a ninja on words, I'm a ninja on grammar, and this student out of India really could be an Ivy League level candidate. But like I did in my earlier videos about procrastination, her parents' decision to keep waiting on investing is going to completely crush her dreams of getting in early. And a lot of parents, you know what, you may be upset that I'm making this video, or you may be like, ooh, that hurts, like I'm scratching a little bit of a bruise that you have on your arm. I'm only doing that because of really how late in the game we are. Everyone thinks like, oh, it's back to school, oh, they took a test, or oh. And I don't think you guys know, because I work with some of the most high-level families globally. And you don't understand that they signed up earlier. They signed up junior year or sophomore year with us. They knew that getting ahead of the game was part of the strategy. They're already done. And when you apply to schools, for example, like if you're even thinking applying to Stanford, there's 11 separate little essays. And if you think, oh, well, it's Stanford, it's so hard, Stanford's not the only school. Wake Forest has upwards of 5 to 8 essays as well. So when you think about every essay taking roughly 8 hours from conception to completion, and you think about the amount, if your student is applying to 10 schools, that's, you know, I mean, I think my math was wrong earlier now that I think about it. If it's 8 hours per essay, and let's say each college on average is 2, so you've got 16 times 10 schools, that's actually 160 hours. So it's a lot more than what I quoted earlier. And if you think your kid can get that done before early action on their own, let me ask you one question. They had the prompts in February, and they're still not done. So for all the parents that are waiting to the last minute, I just want you to know that waiting to the last minute is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. And so I've been talking to senior parents all morning. It's been fascinating just to hear like, hey, you know, my kid got the letter of recommendations in. And I was like, that's a 15-minute task. Like, that's an email you send to your teachers and tell them the list of schools you're going to. I said, where are they on the essays? And she's like, nowhere. We really haven't done anything for the essay portion yet. And it floors me, because these aren't students that are lazy. These aren't students that aren't top performers. So the real question in the breakdown is, number one, the schools are telling you you're doing fine in terms of timeline. They're not going to push you to go earlier. But then the second part is, you're expecting your student to understand how to do the college process. Now, many of the students that we work with, a lot of the parents didn't go to school here in the US. Or when they did, it was at least 15 to 18 to 20 years ago. And so when you think about the way things have changed, ooh, I got a heart. Hey, everyone, remember to say hi. Say hi, everyone, or ask any questions. Today I'm going a little casual. Oh, I love the hearts, guys. That makes my day. What I will tell you is, parents don't even know how much the system has changed. So, and every parent that I know has not used the common application. So they're trying to figure out how this form works. They're trying to figure out how to do the essays, right? And they're doing their best, but the problem is you're losing time. And I was reading this quote. I have this thing that blocks my Facebook newsfeed. And the quote said, people think time is money. But the thing is, time is more precious than money. You can't get time back. Money you can always get back. And so I'm really just floored at the procrastination that keeps happening, or the decision to call and not be ready to commit to getting your kid the help that they need. And it's frustrating. I see parents that have the ability to book galas into their calendar, to book soccer practice, to book dance practice, to make sure volleyball schedules are on the calendar. And they have no idea that the college admissions, if you're doing all this stuff and you're hoping your kid gets in a good college, why have you not committed to the college admissions process on the calendar either? Because most of my high power families, or the ones that really do it right, they start early in the process. They know what's coming. They don't want the stress. And I just want to do this video for senior parents out there that you are really late in the game. And it sucks that you don't even realize it, because you've been conditioned to think it's okay to procrastinate, and it's really not. So I just want to give you 3 tips on how to solve this problem. Number 1, understand that you are late in the game, and realize that our whole team is working nonstop to help senior parents and their kids with the application process. So if you haven't even started that process, just know that all the competition around you is already handling it. Number 2, go ahead and call us. 713-401-2867. Most people don't know this. This number actually is 713-401-2TOP. T-O-P. To the top, guys. Because you should call us and let us know how we can help you. But when you're ready to call us, be ready to start making decisions in the next 24 hours. Because our team gets booked in advance. For example, when Elon Musk comes out with the Tesla, do people wait and think about it, or do they get on the wait list? When Apple does their keynote, which by the way was phenomenal, people are dying to get the Apple Watch. People are dying to get the iPhone. If you're wanting to get your kid into their dream college, you better believe me that our team doesn't turn around things like this. You want someone to turn around work like that, and you want it to be done well, then get ready for crappy work. Our team takes time. We make sure that everything looks perfect. We have people reading the essays over and over. And you want to get that level of commitment, then you've got to commit too. And step 3, you need to have a heart-to-heart with your kid. You know, if you're letting your teenager rule the timelines here, you better believe that your kid's applying regular decision or they're skipping. And when I say skipping, I've seen students where they skip even taking a test date that they plan to take. And parents allow that. Like, hey, let's prep for this SAT or ACT, and then they're like, I don't feel like taking it. You know, the average teenager would rather watch Life with Kylie or Keeping Up with the Kardashians or random stuff on YouTube. So if you're allowing your teenager to make all these decisions, just understand that 10 years down the road, they're going to say things, and I hear it from a lot of friends I know. Wow. And people on my, people I know have been like, wow, Neha, I wish you existed like 15 years ago, where I could have, like, my parents believed in this stuff, or like this was actually something that people did. Like, I went to college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I got no career counseling. I wasted a lot of my parents' money. I didn't know what I was studying in school. I didn't really hang out with the best of friends all the time. I wasn't in the best environment, and then it took me forever to graduate and forever to figure out even what I wanted to do. I started job hopping. At one point I lived in my parents' basement, they took me in because, my parents say yes to everything, or they just let me do what I want. And so they were okay with that. And so I'm just here to tell you that I don't really agree with that. I don't think that's the best way to handle the situation, to just allow your kid to rule your world. But as parents, I really wish you'd stop procrastinating. It's really painful to watch. So I want to open it up to any questions. So if you guys have any questions, comment below. Like I said, I'm on cellular. I can't tell if you can hear me or not. Hit the like button or the love button. That's a half heart, by the way. Here's my other half of my heart. If you can hear me and you can see me, type hello in the chat box down below. Yes, the little comment box. If you know anyone that's like procrastinating and you kind of like have been trying to tell them but they're not listening, you can feel free to share this video with them. I'm totally fine with that. I hope you guys are doing well. I love doing these Facebook Lives, even if I'm not like perfectly done up. I just like escaped 2 hurricanes. It's been fascinating though, because I feel like I'm under more stress just knowing, what's funny is like I feel more stress for seniors and getting a phone call from a senior parent. I think I feel more stress about this process. Like every senior parent I talk to, I like feel their stress more than they even feel it themselves, because they're not aware of the amount of work that goes into this process. So many of them are like, oh, my kid's applying to 10 colleges. Oh, I don't know where they're at. And I'm like, oh my God, they are in for a screaming, yelling fight, like for the next 3-4 weeks if they don't get the help they need. And they know it too. I've had parents say, well, it'd be nice to have, a third party to come in. Sometimes they just don't listen to me. They don't listen to me when I'm trying to give them career advice, or they don't listen to me when I'm trying to tell them about the college process. Like, I feel like it's just in one ear, out the other. And sometimes it's hard with my partner and like for us to get on the same page about it. Like, and so that's why I'm like, why haven't you gotten outside help for this stuff? Like, why not make your life easier as a parent? I had one mom who we signed up 2 weeks ago and we're already done with everything. Literally. She was like, hey, my husband doesn't believe in this, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure this happens. So here's the card, Neha. I want to sign up with you guys. She signed up. 2 days later, she sends me a text and is like, Neha, oh my God, she's getting everything done. Lily is amazing. This is so awesome. Then 2 days ago, I get an email from my consultant and they're like, hey, just so you know, we're almost totally done. Like, doing well. It was fun. It was awesome. And I think that's really awesome to hear, when a parent, even if they're not in agreement with their spouse or if they can't get everyone on the same page, we can really add and alleviate, we can alleviate. And I think that's a big deal. Like, people are feeling a lot of pain right now. And the college admissions process is painful for a lot of people. And I just love the fact that we can alleviate that for parents when they believe that they can have someone that can be by their side. Most teenagers don't listen to their parents. I don't really care who you are. It's just the freaking truth. And either you can spend as many hours as you want yelling at them, or you can hire one of us and we can do it in literally less than 10 minutes. It's up to you. All right, we have an awesome comment here. Keela Rivera. Hi, Keela. Nice to meet you. I have a senior that recently found out she has a learning disability. We're under a lot of stress. How can you help? So, Keela, I will tell you in terms of, first of all, she should feel like she has what it takes. So, this is one of the big things, and I'm going to kind of address this question to everyone to understand. A lot of students feel stress, but then they feel inadequate, or they have a lack of self-esteem or confidence. And so having a mentor by your side who's like, a learning disability, who cares? Whatever, let's get this stuff done. We have a lot of students, just so you know, Keela, that we work with that have ADD, ADHD, dysgraphia, body dysmorphia, which is not even a learning disability. There's so many different issues, and we actually don't see that as a problem in any way. We look at it as, hey, you've got a challenge, cool, let's get over your challenge and move forward. So Keela, please call us below at 713-401-2867. If you don't reach us, just leave a voicemail, guys. We get like hundreds of calls. Our phone line can only take so many, but please leave a detailed voicemail, like full name and info about what you're needing. What I will tell you is, I've worked with students. For example, we had a student with an essay about, oh my gosh, I remember the student we worked with, and it was so fascinating. They had a learning disability, and it was really challenging. Now, depending on what the disability is, you either want to address it or you don't want to address it. Because a lot of times, like, you don't want that to be like the main Common App essay. For example, if a student says like, oh my gosh, I'm suffering from ADD, it's so hard. But then if you look at the myriad of essays that come through, if that is your conception of a challenge versus a student who says, I've lost both my parents to cancer, there's a difference in resilience that they're going to judge. I'm not saying it's fair, okay? I'm just saying that there's appropriate places in the application where you may want to state it or not state it. And there's a delicate way of handling this because, I've had students have, learning disabilities. We work with them in test prep tutoring, then we do it at college consulting, and some of them we don't even talk about it in the application. But Keela, what you're touching upon is something that a lot of teenagers feel. I'd say about 99.9% doesn't feel like they have what it takes. Even students with a 35 on the ACT and as valedictorian can still feel like they can't get into a top school. So I'm just here to tell you that this concept of the level of, I don't know if I'm good enough, I don't know if I can do it, this is very normal among teenagers. And so I want you to know it happens all the time. And it's frustrating. You know, you as parents are like, you're amazing, you're awesome, right? Like, for everyone joining in, my name is Neha with College Shortcuts. I'm just answering some questions below. Here we go. Keela is letting me know, and thank you for sharing, Keela. I know that's not always easy, and I really appreciate it. And I want you to know that a lot of parents are going to learn from this just because you had the willingness to step up. So what I will say is, I'm trying to see if I can make this a little more fun. Here we go. So she has dyslexia. Totally fine. I mean, we work with students that have dyslexia all the time. I decided to wear my Wonder Woman costume. I don't know if you guys love it when I wear Wonder Woman, but after I saw the movie twice, I just love this thing. So, let me explain something to you guys. Even if she has dyslexia or short-term memory, it doesn't mean that she can't still apply to college, right? Or she can't get things done. I mean, so many times, people forget, this one's pretty good, huh? Yeah, guys. People forget that students apply with all sorts of issues. Students apply that are wheelchair bound. We've had students that are unable to walk apply to college. We've had students with dyslexia apply. We've had students, with all sorts of things apply. So I will tell you that it's not just about, looking at that as a challenge. It's also about making sure that you look at it and see how she can push past it. Now, if it's affected her grades in any way, then you've got to have some conversations and figure out what makes the most sense. Okay, cool. Any more questions below? I love it when people reach out. Rakesh, thanks for joining. Oh, thanks, Keela. I like this hairpiece. You know what's really funny? This thing just put eye makeup on my eyes. Fascinating, right, guys? I think it's really, I was like, oh, I'm wearing eyeliner. Can someone do that to me naturally? That'd be amazing. Okay, this is for everyone that loves love. Fierce. Yeah, who's fierce? Nope. Oh, come on, guys. So I love doing this stuff. A lot of times, people don't realize I work with kids, so it's my favorite thing, right? Like, sometimes I'll do my nails really funny colors. Kids are like, oh my gosh, you're just like me. And the thing I love about it is so many parents wish their kids would listen, If you think back to, like, when your kid was 3 or when they were, like, 4 or 7, let me ask you a question. Did they always listen to you? I mean, a lot of times, they weren't really listening to you. You're like, eat your pasta! And the kid's like, what? No, I want something else. So I just want you guys to know, this one's really funny, by the way. I just want you guys to know that you don't have to, oh, this one's really too good. This is too good. You have to understand that, all right, I'm going to stop with the faces. This is like hilarious, but too much. Too much. Okay. So what I want to tell you guys is that you can't always get your kids to do everything you want. That's just the bottom line. And it drives you nuts. And I know it does as parents. Like, it really pisses you off. Like, you're like, why is it that my kid will listen to somebody else but me? And I'm here to tell you, as someone that was literally a top-level student, there were days I didn't listen to my mom. There are still days I don't listen to my mother, okay? She wishes I'd do everything. Like, she still tells me, Neha, you should brush your hair nicely. And I'm like, Mom, I'm a grown woman. So I'm just trying to explain to you guys, this stuff happens from generation to generation to decade to decade. So in the college admissions process, what happens is you're like, hey, where are you with essays? Hey, we need to get on this. What are you going to write about this topic? Let me help you with this essay. And they're like, the further you keep pushing, the further the energetic happens where they're going to keep pushing back on you as well. And I hate to say it this way, but it's just true. And I see it year after year. And I will tell you that senior parents need to stop procrastinating. Either you're ready or you're ready. But if you're calling and you're like, oh, I need a few days to decide, like, let me tell you something. We're booking up nonstop. I had a mom say, Neha, I've tried to message you guys. I've tried to reach out to you guys. I'm like, yeah, because we're slammed. Like, we're getting calls nonstop. And unless you're ready to just be ready to commit, you're like, okay, Neha, I've watched all your stuff. I'm ready to go. Like, what does it cost? Okay, great. Ready to book. Like, that's the level at which you should be ready to go with us if you are a senior parent. Because let me tell you something, starting in the next few weeks, we can't get your work done for early action or early decision. Those deadlines are in the next 30 to 40 days. And I'm sorry, but miracles don't just happen. You can't just pay your way to early action right now. At this point, you either have to get the work in and be ready to commit, or be ready to apply and do your applications in regular round. And it's not something we highly suggest. So I just wanted to do this video just as a casual hello. Keela, thank you so much for commenting. Anyone who's logging in, please say hi so I know you can hear me. Do some likes, some hearts. I can't do both hearts because this hand is holding the phone. Here's the other half to the heart. Yes. But I love you guys so much. Look at this cool stuff. Office supplies. School supplies. This is all I think about. They know I'm talking about school. Isn't that crazy? Facebook knows way too much. That's crazy. So anyways, I wanted to reach out to you guys. I want you guys to know there's a few ways to reach us. There's collegeshortcuts.com. And if you go to my counseling page, there's a little form all the way at the bottom if you're wanting to get counseling. For all of my high school parents, just so you know, we're already building wait lists for the year ahead. So if you have a junior or sophomore and you know this is what you're going to want to have for your kid, you should sign up now with us. We'll make sure that we take care of your kid. We'll put them at the top of our list. And I just want to leave you guys with this one note. I absolutely hate procrastination. I was one of those kids who had a planner. I knew when my tests were. I made sure I studied, and even then I was under a lot of stress, even as a planner. And so I want you to know procrastination is a problem. Being proactive is not a problem. It's really effective, but regardless of all of it, it's the level of stress we're all under. And you know, I just want you guys to know that, like, I'm here for you guys. I'm here to support you. And you know, even yesterday I turned on the news and there was a school shooting, and I was just like, how is this still happening in today's world? Like, we dealt with 2 hurricanes on the bottom coast. Now in the Washington coast, there's now a school shooting. And I'm like, how is it that this is still happening? And then I was talking to someone about it, and they were like, Neha, our teenagers don't have enough mentors. They have their parents, which they hide a lot of secrets from. And then they don't have someone else to really talk to all the time. And I thought to myself, I was like, God, that's such a good point. Like, you know, so many times as parents, you think your kid is talking to you and they're not. And so I just want to do this video to do a casual video saying hi to you guys. I had a little time this morning. I was taking a break from, we're doing these insanely awesome webinars again starting next week. But I just wanted to do a short video just talking to you guys about like what's going on in the world and why having a mentor by your kid's side is so important. You know, I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians yesterday just to like see what it is my students are watching. And it was interesting. I was having such a hard time watching it because like, and it's interesting because I even see teenagers sometimes talk like this, and I'm realizing now why. But I'll give you an example of like something I was watching on it, and it was like, well, Chloe, I didn't know that you wanted me to not hang up. Like, how was I supposed to know? I was like, oh my God, if someone walked in for a job interview and talked in that manner, they would get rejected regardless of being like a top GPA, top student, top school. Because first of all, most people don't understand that 97% of communication is not the words coming out of your mouth. It's the tonality, it's the confidence, it's the way you sound. And I was like, is this the mentor of our teenagers right now? Like, are you kidding me? Or where Kylie says like, oh, Kylie's like, oh yeah, like basically it's all about like, I'm gonna go back to Wonder Woman because I don't know what that little blurb was just now. I think it was like making sausages on a grill, which is funny. But Life of Kylie, I was watching that a little bit. I was like trying to get a sense of like, what is this garbage our kids are watching? Or especially our teenagers. And it was like, well, basically, I love all of my things in my closet. And then they do this pano of her closet. And she's like, so there's what people know about me, and then there's me. I was like, this is what we're feeding into the brains of our children. But then we want them to be proactive, giving back, contributors to society, and all this stuff. But they don't have the mentors in place. They don't have someone a few steps ahead. So here's the thing. If you're going to let your kid invest their time in E! Network or MTV or Nickelodeon or all these random TV shows, you may want to invest in something to backtrack what it is that you're allowing your kids to watch. Because I am here to tell you that, man, that stuff's not that great. Okay, hope you guys are doing well. I just want to do a quick video. This is more of one of my casual videos, me as Wonder Woman, and wanted to do this just to connect with you guys a little bit. I know that so many of you guys are dealing with so much. This video is specifically about senior parents procrastinating, and for all other parents to learn from their procrastination, to understand that procrastination is never a strategy. And there's nothing more frustrating than when you really want to go to a dinner and you go to Open Table to reserve it and that time slot is taken. But just imagine if that's what's happening and it was your child's future on the line, but you chose to procrastinate as a parent. And the reservation was closed. Because I'm here to tell you, as the founder of College Shortcuts and Elite Private Tutors, we're about to start closing down our programs because we are already getting full. And I don't compromise quality for quantity. So if you want to get that reservation in for your kid, call me. I don't bite. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm Wonder Woman, right? And I know so many of you guys are logging in. Please say hi if you can hear me. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, this is Neha, founder of College Shortcuts. Okay, awesome. Hope you guys are well. Remember to ask any questions below. We will answer your questions. And don't forget to send us a message on Facebook. We love, love, love Facebook messages. And we love phone calls. So please reach out. We love to be of service to families to make parents' lives easier every single day. Bye.